Okay, one of the best ways to get started with Java is actually getting started in the exact same way that you got started working with C. Java is extremely similar to C. It was designed off of the C language, and as a result, it has some very similar command line properties that we're going to walk through today. So, what we're going to do is we're going to check out this very simple Java project and walk through some examples of how to work through command line, how to solve problems on the command line using Java. In fact, you should be able to rewrite all of your C problem sets in Java after watching this video. Well, perhaps not all of them, but you should be able to have a pretty good idea of where to go. Okay, we've just cloned down the CS50 Java examples. Hit tab to show the options. Java examples, hit tab. Okay, great. Now I'm in the source directory. Now normally Java is actually going to use a nested file structure similar to this, where it's going to say com/mike-many/cs50 examples, and this is to create, they're called packages, so that each class, each file is unique. And today we're just going to bypass that. We're going to do something really simple. We're just going to work with stuff right out of the root. So if we type in ls, we can see we've got this class Java Basics right here. I can open it up in VI just to show you real quick. Now this is just walking through print lines and loops, and we're going to copy this file and make some modifications to it. So we're going to say copy Java Basics.java into Java CommandLine.java. Okay, great. Now we have that new class. Let's open this up. We don't need any of this stuff up here. One thing you will notice is that you need to have the class name match up with the file name. Now you'll notice that this looks very familiar. We've got a public static void main, just like in C. This is the main function that gets run on the program startup. Oops, too far. Okay, so here is a completely empty Java project. Let's go ahead and compile it, just like in C, to see if it works. So in Java land, we can say Java C to compile a file. Alright, great. It looks like it compiled correctly. Now if we take a look, now you'll notice that just like in C, we have a generated binary file. In C, you would get a Java command line without the .c on the end. In Java, we get a Java command line with a .class on the end. And if we open this up, you'll notice that it is actually all binary. It is just all gobbledygook. So next, we can use the command Java to run this file, just like in C, just like calling // in C. Okay, it doesn't do anything yet, but let's go ahead and change that. Okay, let's go ahead and compile that file. I say Java C. Okay, it looks like we've actually got an error right here, and it's saying, hey, I don't know what this console object is that you're talking about. And an object is pretty similar to a struct in C, and it's saying, I don't know what this is, it is not defined. So let's go ahead and fix that in our application. Okay, just like in C, we have to use, in C, use include statements. In Java, we're going to use import statements. So here we can say java.io, our console. Now the java.io, that's the that's the package path, and so now we're telling it to include this class into our program. So we can go ahead and run it again. Great, it compiles that time. And if we go ahead and run this on the command line, say Java, have a command line. Okay, great. It prints out just like in printf in C. Console.readLine is actually going to wait and ask for my input. I can type it in, press enter, just like in C, and then it's going to do a print line with the variable that I've created. If you want to take a look at the code once again, so you'll see here we've got console.c, system.console, that gives us the console object, and we can read a line, we can print a line. Notice in Java land, strings are our first class citizen. They're built into the language. You don't have to worry about car arrays. So these look like some pretty good changes. Let's go ahead and commit this up to GitHub. We can type in git status. You see that we've got one changed file. We'll type in git add, Java command line. We'll commit this to our local repository. Okay, great. And now all I have to do to push it to GitHub is say git push-u origin master. Fantastic. It pushed to GitHub. I can come here and refresh. And it says the changes were updated just now, and here's the file that's been added. So you can go ahead and check this, fork the repository, check it out from GitHub, and try this out for yourself.